You know, the whole thing with NWA, was it, again, politics that made you leave the group?
Politics. It was a guy named Jerry Heller. It was the whole divide and conquer type thing, you know?
Rap beefs and diss tracks have always been the heartbeat of hip-hop culture. Every real fan knows that these clashes aren't just about rhymes, they're about pride, respect, and dominance. The legendary feud between Tupac and Biggie wasn't just two rappers going at it. It was the ultimate showdown between the East Coast and the West Coast. It shook the entire rap world and ended in tragedy when both icons lost their lives, leaving behind a legacy that still echoes today. And that wasn't the only one. When NWA went up against Ice Cube, fans got a front row seat to lyrical warfare that tore through the streets. Then came Nas versus Jay-Z, a rivalry that split fans in half and gave us unforgettable classics like Ether and Takeover. Even Eminem's battle with Benzino turned into a full-blown war of words that proved nobody could touch him when he's in battle mode. Rap beefs define eras, spark debates, and keep hip-hop alive with raw energy and fire. Rap beefs can make you or break you. And that's no exaggeration. One wrong move, and your entire career can go up in flames. Sure, a diss track can bring attention, but if you pick the wrong opponent, it might be the last headline you ever get. Just look at Benzino. His reckless decision to go after Eminem was the start of his downfall. The man tried to stand toe-to-toe with one of the sharpest pens in hip-hop, and it backfired hard. His name faded fast, and the Source magazine, which once held serious weight in the rap world, never recovered after that mess. So yeah, it's no surprise that some rappers choose to stay out of the drama, but not 50 Cent. That man lives for it. He's clashed with everyone from Ja Rule and The Game to Cam'ron, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and even Nas. It's wild he's still standing strong after all that smoke. And yet, one of his most surprising rivalries was with Lil Wayne, a beef that nobody saw coming. It wasn't just about bars. It was about pride, status, and who really owned the streets at that time. The tension between those two had fans holding their breath, waiting for the next move. Things got messy fast between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, and not in a small way.
Fuck 2 quarters. Bitch, I pour syrup in that vitamin water. I hope you die ugly in tonight of me.
What made this beef so wild was how petty both rappers got. It all kicked off back in 2007, a time when Lil Wayne was everywhere. Every artist wanted him on their singles, their remixes, their features. If you had a track, you wanted Wayne's name attached to it. He was unstoppable, running the charts and owning the radio. So when 50 Cent sat down with Funkmaster Flex that same year, the topic naturally came up. Flex asked 50 what he thought about Wayne's insane popularity, expecting maybe some respect or competition talk. At first, 50 actually praised Wayne, but in true 50 fashion, he couldn't resist throwing a jab right after. He laughed and called Wayne a whore, saying, "Why else would he jump on every feature if he wasn't acting like some cheap rapper that works with anyone?" That one line flipped everything upside down. It could have ended there. Wayne didn't even clap back at first. He stayed quiet, cool, and unbothered, like he didn't even hear it. But when you throw shade at someone like Wheezy, silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it means he's just waiting for the perfect time to strike back.
Where you at, Wayne? You the full course meal, Wayne. You awfully quiet. You call him out, well now I'm out. I got my road chest out. You gotta get past me to get to him. I'm the baby over here. I'm the smallest nigga in my clique. Shady out the motherfucking man, nigga. 380 monster. 50.
In a later interview, it came out that Pimp C had actually told Lil Wayne to just ignore the beef altogether. He warned him that when you feed into drama, the one who started it ends up winning because they get all the attention. That advice was smart, and it showed Wayne was surrounded by real ones who understood how the industry plays its games. 50's comments could have easily been brushed off as just another wild joke, but that's not how things went down. He doubled down and made it clear he wasn't just teasing, he wanted smoke. He took things further when he dropped his track, Part-Time Lover, and that's where it got ugly. In the song, 50 mocked both Wayne and Birdman, throwing shade and questioning their relationship in a way that had everyone talking. It was bold, disrespectful, and classic 50, pushing buttons just to see how far he could go. At that point, 50 had fired 2 direct shots at Wayne, and yet, Weezy still stayed quiet. He didn't flinch, didn't rant, didn't even sneak a bar back. It was like he was still sticking to that advice from Pimp C. Don't give the instigator what he wants. But 50, he wasn't done yet. He was just warming up for round 2. That same year, Lil Wayne was on fire. He wasn't just popular, he was crowned MTV's #1 rapper on their hottest MCs in the game list. It was official. Weezy was at the top of the world.
80 out the motherfucking man, nigga. 380 months. 50 M.
But you already know, that kind of success doesn't sit quietly with 50 Cent. The man hates being overlooked, and seeing Wayne get that crown lit a spark in him. So when a reporter caught up with 50 for an interview, he saw his chance to throw more shade. Instead of giving props, 50 flipped the question. He asked the reporter if he could name the first single off Lil Wayne's last album. The reporter froze up and couldn't answer, and 50 lost it. He laughed and used that moment to mock Wayne's credibility, claiming he was all hype with no real hits sticking in people's heads. Classic 50, slick, sarcastic, and ruthless with his words. Now you'd think that kind of jab would finally get under Wayne's skin, right? But nah, Wayne handled it like a champ. Instead of firing back, he hit 50 with pure humility. He said, "That shit's crazy, man. I ain't messing with 50. He too high up there. I can't even deal with none of that." That response shocked everyone. Wayne basically disarmed the whole thing. No insults, no diss tracks, just calm respect. But behind the scenes, people could tell the tension was still building, and it was only a matter of time before things really popped off. That's my nah, though. I respect that. My name even came out the homie's mouth. No homo, I respect him. I just took it as a compliment. I'd never go back at 50. That nah is a trillionaire. I'm trying to get there, homie. I'm smart. I ain't dumb. Those were Lil Wayne's exact words. Calm, confident, and real.
Hey, what's up? All right, y'all caught me. I was practicing for my new rock and roll.
He didn't let ego run the show. Instead, he showed major respect, calling 50 a trillionaire in spirit, meaning a boss in every sense. To Wayne, 50 wasn't just another rapper throwing shots. He was an icon, someone who'd already conquered the game. He wasn't about to mess up his own grind trying to tear down a man sitting on top of the mountain. It honestly looked like Wayne was sticking to Pimp C's wisdom, staying silent, staying strategic, and keeping the money moving. For a moment, the air cleared, and fans thought the tension had cooled off for good. But peace never lasts long in hip-hop, right? Things took a dark turn when a track called Louisiana Animal leaked from Wayne's camp in 2008, and it wasn't just any song. The first few bars alone had people raising eyebrows, wondering if this was Wayne's quiet way of firing back at 50 after all. And this right here was the real beginning of the beef, the moment things officially popped off between Lil Wayne and 50 Cent. From this point on, both rappers started throwing shots, some direct, and some slick enough to make fans decode the lyrics line by line. After Louisiana Animal, Wayne didn't back down. He doubled up. But this next move caught everyone off guard. The late great Pimp C dropped a track called Let's Talk Money, featuring Lil Wayne and T-Pain. It should have been just another smooth, flashy collab about cash and fame. But Wayne had something to get off his chest. On this song, he subtly slid in a few bars aimed right at 50.
Question. We had an interview with Fishy recently, right? And and 50 was talking about the Louisiana Animal record. He said, he should have Wayne should explain it because I don't know if he leaked it. I don't know if it's recorded before that came out. He said, there's no clarity about that record. Do you have a response for him on that?
You said it never rained in Southern California? Wow. That's why I didn't see people.
What made it even more interesting was that Pimp C, who once told Wayne to ignore the beef, now didn't mind letting him fire a few lyrical warning shots. Maybe it was out of loyalty, maybe out of respect, But either way, it showed that even Pimp C was done holding Wayne back. It was like Wayne was saying, all right, if 50 wants attention, let me give him something to think about. And he did it cleverly. No loud disses, no yelling, just smooth wordplay and coded bars that hit harder once you caught the meaning. It was subtle, classy, and deadly at the same time. Wayne proved he could strike back without even raising his voice. And everyone who heard those lines knew exactly who he was talking about. Tell 50 shit! That was the energy Wayne brought. And as you can guess, 50 didn't like any of it. He went straight to the studio, locked in, and came back swinging. By early 2009, 50 had dropped not one, but 2 new tracks, both loaded with bars aimed right at Lil Wayne. He wasn't hiding it either. He made sure the world heard those shots loud and clear by blasting them on the radio. But while all that smoke was brewing, another situation was bubbling on the side. Around 2008, Lil Wayne had reached out to Eminem for a collab, but M never responded. When Wayne sat down with DJ Envy and DJ Enough, known as DJ M-Tex at the time, he said something that got people talking. He claimed he thought Eminem was scared to be on the same track with him. That comment had fans buzzing and haters laughing, but it showed just how confident Wayne was in his craft. Eventually, M and Wayne did team up in 2010 for the hit No Love, and they absolutely killed it. But while that future collab squashed one potential feud, Wayne's beef with 50 kept burning. After releasing his diss tracks, 50 decided to crank things up a notch by clowning Wayne on his YouTube channel. At the time, 50 was already beefing with Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, and this YouTube video was meant to mock them too. But of course, he made sure to throw a few slick jabs at Wayne while he was at it. The drama was getting wilder by the minute.
I said, niggas don't understand lifestyle, the cost of living.
Before diving into his rants about Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, 50 pulled one of his signature troll moves. He grabbed a guitar, strummed a few strings, and dramatically announced that he was working on a rock album. Everyone watching knew exactly what he was doing. This wasn't about music. It was a slick, sarcastic jab at Lil Wayne, who had just announced his own rock-inspired project, Rebirth. It was classic 50, always turning someone else's creativity into comedy fuel. For Wayne, the feud was still very real, even if he didn't always show it. When he got asked whether Louisiana Animal was actually a diss track aimed at 50, he dodged the question completely and switched topics mid-interview. Smooth, but suspicious. Then, not long after, he slipped in another little shot at 50 during a video appearance. He picked up a book, flipped through it, and stopped on the page where only 50 showed, then smirked and laughed straight into the camera. Petty? Definitely. But that's hip-hop. Sometimes the smallest gestures speak the loudest. For a while, things went quiet. A full year passed without either of them throwing a punch, and fans started to think the storm had finally blown over. Maybe both rappers had moved on. Maybe there was peace at last. But if you know 50, you know he never lets anything go. He always needs the last word. And sure enough, he came back swinging with one more track, a hard-hitting song called Love Hate Love. In it, 50 threw one final jab at Lil Wayne, reminding everyone that even when the smoke clears, his grudges never really die. You trying? That was the vibe 50 Cent threw out, daring Wayne to step back into the ring. But it looked like Mr. Carter was done with the back and forth. That silence marked the unofficial end of one of the pettiest, yet most entertaining, rap beefs in hip-hop history. For years, fans had watched them trade slick bars, sneak disses, and viral moments that felt more like chess moves than street battles. But now, the energy had cooled. Not long after, people started spotting the two rappers in the same places, like major boxing matches, sitting just a few seats apart. It was wild to see after all that drama. Then came a moment nobody expected. 50 actually sent his well wishes to Wayne in 2012 after Wayne suffered a serious seizure that had fans worried for his life. That showed real growth and mutual respect, even if they never said it out loud. But you know hip-hop, peace never lasts forever. Fast forward to 2023, and suddenly, their names were back in headlines again. Reports came out that Lil Wayne stormed out of a 50 Cent concert, setting social media on fire. People started wondering, was this another misunderstanding, or were old wounds starting to reopen? Whatever it was, it proved one thing. Some rivalries in rap never truly die. They just take a nap until the next spark lights them up again. Turns out, the whole 2023 concert drama wasn't even about 50. Reports revealed that someone from the backstage crew had pushed Lil Wayne aside while he was trying to make his way to the stage, probably not realizing who he was. Big mistake. Wayne wasn't having it. He got heated, stormed off, and never returned to perform alongside 50 that night. It could have been a powerful reunion moment, but instead, it turned into another viral misunderstanding. Now, that kind of tension could have easily reignited their old beef, but fate had other plans. 50 was already dealing with his own chaos at the same show. When his mic started acting up, he lost patience, tossed it into the crowd, and it accidentally hit Hannah Monaghan, a well-known radio host for Power 106. She immediately got the police involved, turning what was supposed to be a huge night into another headline-filled mess. Since then, things between 50 and Wayne have stayed pretty calm, at least publicly. No new diss tracks, no interviews throwing shade, just quiet respect in separate lanes. Maybe both legends finally realized they've got nothing left to prove. Still, fans can't help but wonder, will these two ever share a stage again? Or is that chapter officially closed? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed diving into this wild back and forth between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think really won this beef?